Hi guys, welcome back to Kit Car Direct and MK Sportscars. Got him back in the workshop this week. I've had a couple of little ventures outside of the workshop, doing the track day with a CUP200 with Tour de Four with Sir Chris Hoy there, and Chris Harris was there on the day, was out on the venture in that. We've been out racing, final round of Donington. That's been headed up and deciding the championship for the CUP200s. At the moment, John Cutmore is heading that up, but we're hoping with this car, number 88, we'll give him a little bit of run for his money on the last meeting of the year at Donington. 2 days, that was over. So looking forward to finishing off the season, and that could roll into 2026 nicely. But let's get into here. What we got going on. We always have different bits and bobs come through the workshop. This one here is a classic Indy. So you're thinking, what's a classic Indy? You may not have tuned in before and seen us, who's MK and etc. Well, a classic Indy has outboard front suspension here, instead of, quite simple to distinguish, pushrod front suspension, which is there. So different roll cages and it's a completely different chassis. Looks the same bodywork wise, maybe, very similar. The bonnet's the same and everything else, but there isn't. Underneath the skin of this, the chassis, the only two bars that are more or less in the same position is the top two chassis rails under here. Everything else, completely different. So this has been built. It's actually got what's called a DD on rear end, so it was an MK low cost back in its time. Started off with a DD, and the Indy, as it was called back then, became the Indy because of the independent rear suspension. Now, Mazda MX-5 engine has been put into this one, and why it's in here is a pre-IVA inspection for the customer. He's been building this, I think he bought it as a second project and everything else, so he's got an engine here, a little 1.8 VVT engine, Mazda. And there's a few bits under here. So we've given him a list of parts that need addressing. Now you could do it two ways. You could give it to someone like us to pre-do it for you. You could just send it in for IVA and get your list. But if it's a really long list, it's a long way to go. Spend your £500 to get it through and then do a retest. So, but there's lots of things to look out, small details, like if you're doing your IVA inspection now, things like this, making sure it's a really simple thing, but a sharp edge like this, yeah, this fails, it needs a cover over it. Emissions, you've got to make sure you're testing those, and we've been at it on the emissions machine. And another thing, things like this, the wheel has to be sitting inside the arch here. This is actually just protruding outside. You can't tell, but if I was to put a straight edge across there, you'd hit the tyre before the arch. So it must be inside. And making sure little things like that underneath the dashboard, you can't see it guys, I'm not going to point it out, Finn's not going to get a camera on there, but there's bits of wire hanging down and things like that. And earlier chassis, when you look at the headlights, these headlights are too low. Indicators pass, but they're too low because the field of vision out here will interfere with the vision when they do their angle test if it's below the 750mm. So these need raising slightly. Indicators are fine. These meet the criteria for height and width from 400. And it's the other little bits here. These require radiuses, so you need covers on them, covers on, all of these little bits and bobs. So little things to look out for, but it just goes to show there was 30 plus items on the item here that need addressing on this particular one. Under the bonnet here, I'll give an example. Now there is a video online, look up MK Sportscars IVA, where we talk about that. You need a .4 sticker within 150mm here, so you know that it's .4 fluid. You can't have any loose cables like this. This is a no-no, but you would, maybe it's common sense you think, but you can't have all of this hanging about. You can't have pipes like this flapping about. They need to be secured every 300, same as the electrics. And the same here, you can't have this kind of thing. And also, this one here, the wheels are not turning guys, but I'm turning the steering wheel. There's a huge amount of play in the rack and on the system here, but you can see how much I can move that before that only just starting to move, but that's been moved huge amount. So that's a safety thing. Pretty obvious maybe to most of you that are out there, but it gives you an indication, and Sam will deal with it. You know, it's little bits of what he did buy the car, you know, sort of part built. So some of it's not his work, some of it needs addressing, and he'll get onto that. So if you know more about IVA, jump on now, look up MK Sportscars, look up IVA, I'll give you your top 60 tips on getting your car passed first time. Right, next up here we've got the RX-5, another one that we've built and ready for getting prepped for IVA. Done quite a bit of work. Engine on this one, we've done a little video on the first start on it. Unfortunately, it was a bit poorly, the engine, had some issues. So we've dealt with that. It's all done. Not a problem. Fresh engine, 29,000 mile engine actually. Done all the good stuff on it, making sure it's going to be reliable for the customer. Customer built the engine. He didn't know that. It is what it is. It's one of those things. But this engine now, it's spot on, sweet as that. Done the emissions on this the other day, mapped it all up, making sure it's compliant. It's bang on idle and fast idle. Finny will throw the video up of that, showing it's doing it. And this is just in the final stage there. It's on the ramp, just doing the final inspection, final geo on the car, making sure, like I said, on everywhere, just making sure everything's tied and tucked away, cable tied in nice. This is turbocharged. I expect to see 230 plus on this engine with this TD04 in here. You've just got to change the spring in here. It's got a forged actuator here, which has got the wrong spring poundage, so we're going to change that to a green spring. We'll get that sorted out for him, so it makes between 7 and 10 psi. That'll be absolutely golden. And it's really nice in the Golf blue. What do you think, guys, in this blue colour? Looks really, really smart with the black. Roll cage, the new wheels on it that we've got on there, the VR ones. Really look nice, really transforms the car. Engine's super sweet, super tidy, nice clean engine bay. And we just finish off for the final bits on this, which is boot cover's just been done. We've got some harness covers to do and the shroud to finish off here. Now we've centralised all the steering and getting it geoed, just get it on. Oh, super track is being charged, so we'll get that on the ground, get it all buttoned up and ready for IVA. But yeah, if you want to know more about the RX-5 range, you know what to do. Come down to the factory or see us, give us a call, jump down, jump on an email, talk about the Mazda. These are great home build cars, and they start from like £2,550 plus VAT, starting off your build project, and you can end up with one of these wicked little tools. Next, yeah. Right, well, if you're green with MD, because you want one of these, this little car is in. We've been doing some bits in between other projects. It's a slow burner, fitting some bits on it, like our clear perspex aero screen, that's gone on. We're doing lots of wiring under here for switches and fuel tanks and things like that the customer want. Rear LED light pack's gone on here, and under the bonnet we've been working on wiring and other bits and bobs as well. Bulkhead, so a new aluminium bulkhead rather than the fiberglass one has gone in. That's here with our new battery bracket as well. That's sort of final fix on that. We've just got to finish off the wiring here for that. The terminals are down here. This car's already road legal, but it's a question of tidying up and smartening up. So catch tank, oil breather tank, all new lines gone in for that to make it nice, clean, safe, tidy as well. It really does smarten up the bulkhead as soon as you put on these panels. Just, it's what it needed. The car, it's a nice clean car actually, this, really tidy. Customers well maintained and kept this classic. It'll be great little car. And then we've got a few little bits of jobs. Wiring, got some switch gear to go in here. We've got some billet aluminium switches. But we put one of these in, the customer supplied it here, these little Stilo. This is for your speakers, for going in your headset here. There's a long wire that plugs into your helmet here, so you can speak and answer your phone and everything else. That's all been installed, wired up, ready to be used as well. So yes, it's ticking along. Got a few other jobs, got oil cooler to fit, which is under, you can't see it now, we fitted it in. There's an oil cooler tucked in on the Classic, and just sit in there, I think you might see it. There's an oil cooler up here, a little 19 oil cooler that we've tucked in. It gets really tight under there. And a few other jobs. So that car's green on green, really great. I love a Kawasaki green car, and a few other jobs to tidy this up, and they can get that out ready for the winter. It'll probably be stored up. But it's got 2 fuel tanks. I think we spoke before about this. It's going to be doing it was going to do Northwest 500. So it's got one up here without the wiring, and there's one underneath there as well. That was the old, yeah, don't look as nice, does it? The old catch tank. We'll park that somewhere nicely in the bin. And yeah, lots of bits to do, just wiring off to finish and tidying up as well. So yeah, like the green, thumbs up. Who likes the green? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Go on, give it in the comments below. Right, well you probably don't see these. So we talk about the booster engines all the time. We don't talk about seeing them, how small and compact they are really. So this one's come in, it's for a kit we're delivering to a customer. It's going to be a home build. Rich and his team done this, dynoed. It's a fully rebuilt, basically better than new spec because it's had upgraded valve springs and a few other modifications like the billet sump on here. That's all on. We've got the billet sump, oil filter. Now this is a good tip actually for you guys who run boosters or even bike engine cars. We always, and rather than do the same, put these little Jubilee clips on. Now with vibration you get, these can unwind, these oil filters, so it's a good little thing. Jubilee clip, look, bolts up to there, it's never ever going to come undone. So good little safety tip for you, even in your own car. Tether them on in case you get any vibration and they start to unwind, especially in motorsport application. Don't want that happening. That works really well, but these engines are sealed by RLM and the team. It's got a seal on here so it can't be modified, shows it's been messed around with, but this made big power, 217 horsepower, which is fantastic, and clutch slave is on it, the hydraulic clutch slave here, and even now with a new sump you get the dipstick, so rather than using the sight glass that makes your life a lot easier. But I mean, it's like your jewellery in your box, isn't it really? Just a start motor to go on. How nice is that? Love a booster. Your right or my left?
Your right.
This way? Or
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know if it's your right or my right.
I think I meant mine, but...
Do you want to go?
Yeah. No.
It's Pac-Man. Right, and we're just going to sum up some development that's got going on actually. So the CUP200, I've probably banged on about it enough over the years, but it's a fantastic track, road car, race car, does everything. But we're never happy with that, and certainly Rich and his team at RLM are never happy with that. So what's been going on, he's been working on with tirelessly on the turbo conversion for these. Done the supercharger conversion, now working on the turbocharged conversion, and the development's been time consuming, but also rewarding, satisfactory. You think CUP400, what does that mean? Well, it's 400 horsepower. Yes, it's actually made more than that. It's like 415 wheel horsepower. It's about 480 horsepower, somewhere in that region. So I'm going to send you now a little clip. Finney's going to jump off to a video clip of it on the dyno. And if you want to know more about that, hook us up. It's going to be the development for 2026. The turbocharged versions. We'll be certainly getting into building one of them. The demo car is going to be out on track soon. We can give you some maybe onboard footage and features of that particular car, and I'm super excited to be. Can't wait to get a CUP400 out. But roll over to that dyno now, and we're going to sign up and say like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time, and it's dyno time.